Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy. Boy, he all smiles today. Wearing my right, white on white out here in the lab. What I do for you. Yeah, you can see the sun glass coming in, so it's getting early in the morning. It ain't 3 hours in the morning, but I was in my library and I'm going through my books and I found an old friend. You know how that goes. The title is called Thinking in Destiny. This book had a lot of influence on my life 30 years ago. I'm about to get back into it because I haven't been into it over 20 some years. But this is an important part of my life at one time. I was gathering all this information, all this knowledge. I wasn't really understanding it, wasn't really comprehending it. I was just gathering it. I was getting it. I really wasn't. So I'm honest with you, the book was a little heavy. Okay. I thought it was a little maybe out of my league at the time. And obviously it was. But when I went back to it a while ago and okay, all makes sense. Now I got something to add to that. Why? I got my own knowledge I can contribute. And everything he's saying is on point and right. But I know something else. So we're gonna have some fun. This is a good lesson here. All right, let's go. Right thinkers, let's get this party started. Right thinking mission, and I'm always on it, is to enlighten. That's what I do. Inspire, try to get you to do it for yourself. Educate, always get a breakdown. And motivate so that you the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Get up and do something for yourself. I can only tell you, you got to put the work in. I'm doing my job. Let's work together. Teamwork make the dream work. Right thinking is a way of life. And if you really a right thinker, it'll be a way of life. Because through mental and spiritual discipline that you do daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers do just that. And I'm pulling out all the stops to make that possible to give you the information that'll help you with that. And this is some good stuff here today. So let's go. Know thyself is the question I ask. And if you don't have the answer for yourself, tune in. I can help you with that. And eventually you will be able to say, I know thyself. A person who knows not, and knows not that they know not, is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. They want to be taught. So you teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got you. A person who knows not and believes and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows but knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I'm a spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinking, know thyself. And to my yacht, be true. I'm about to do some real teaching because the lessons I learned from this book, and the lesson I got from my other books, I can put them together and it all ties in. So it's all about life lessons, and that's what I got for you. This is a good one. Right thinkers, let's talk about I'm curious. Excuse me. I'm conscious of consciousness. Are you? Not being facetious. It's a question I'm asking because when I break this down, you'll know if you are conscious of being conscious. Let's go. I was conscious of consciousness and as the ultimate and the absolute reality and conscious of what? The relation of things. I don't just know thyself. I know other things. A lot of people know other things, but don't know thyself. Start with the self. Work from inside out, not out back in. Ass backwards. Okay, understand that. Now, I experienced for myself, they say no thrills, no emotions, or ecstasy. That's being detached from the situation. You have no emotions, so you take them out. Words, listen, words fail utterly when it comes to describing or explaining true consciousness. It's something that they're going to tell you eventually. You have to experience. You can't think it. You can't hope it. No, you have to experience. That's God. And calm down. Yeah, I get excited because I'm retired all in. Okay? It would be futile. to even attempt to try to describe the sublime grandeur and the power and order and relations in the poise of what I was then conscious of. When I reached that level of have my one-on-one with the Lord, the seventh round of chakra, that's when you expand all your total consciousness. You become all conscious, aka know thyself, or my favorite, Nihas. I got a better one. I'm taking back to the beginning. So just take me back my younger years when I was just getting involved. Sun and Bunham. That means the supreme good. Be your best self. That's the word that got me involved in this whole Egyptian concept. That word, a son of Bunham, when he got hit in the head with the sunbeam. And I thought that was cool because it raised him up from a dead level, stand up. As a Mason, I was to do that, raise you from a dead level horizontally, okay, and pull you up vertically on the level of perpendicular to the square. Meaning I'm enlightening you. I'm still doing the same thing with educating you and getting you conscious of yourself, aka know thyself. Let's go. Now, twice during the last few years, for a long time on each occasion, what happened? I was conscious of consciousness. When you and God come one, you are conscious. You know thyself. This is his version. Oh, I went back before him, and he got his version, he modernized it, but I'm taking it back, and I can compare the two. I love this, right? Because it all ties in. But during the time that I was what? I was conscious of no more than what I had been conscious of, meaning you only conscious of the limitations of your knowledge. I only had limited knowledge. Why? I didn't study nothing. I knew what I knew from experience, the old-fashioned trial and error, throw it up against the wall and see what stick. No. When I started studying, I became an avid student of learning to increase my knowledge. Then I became conscious of what? Of all that was available. There you go. And what it means, being conscious of consciousness is what? The set of related words that I have chosen. He chose to write the book by this concept and speak of in the most potent and remarkable moment of our lives. When you and God are called an epiphany, an awakening, whatever the anointment is called by many names. But when you have it for yourself, you can call it whatever you want. But the fact that you had it, you know it. And what you call it is what you know it to be for yourself. And everybody ain't articulate with words. Everybody can express themselves in a graphical manner where everybody can understand. No, some people just say, listen, I got some stuff that I know I can't teach. I know it, but I can't teach it. So that's my point. I understand that too. Again, you don't know everything, you can't. Only person know that is the one that's all conscious, and we're part of him, so we can learn about ourselves, if nothing else. Let's go. Know thyself, becoming conscious. Consciousness is what? Listen, is present when in every unit at all times. So therefore, the presence of consciousness makes every individual what? Conscious as the function as it performs in each degree in which it is conscious of. The more knowledge you get, the more conscious you become. Makes sense? You knew better, you do better. All that falls in line. Being conscious of consciousness will do what? Reveal the unknown to the who? The one who has been so conscious. Then what happened? It will be the duty of that one to what? Make known what he knows of being conscious of consciousness. As a sage and teacher, my job is to get you, inform you of the things that I know that you can do to help you. This is his words. I just understand it because I got my own. I'm loving this. Now let's talk about the worth. How valuable teaching is one of the most highly coveted jobs. Why? Because you're changing people's lives. I get comments on my shows and I love it. Why? Some of them ain't that good. I take the bad with the good, understand that. But when they're good, it just makes you feel good. Why? That somebody's getting the message. I'm a messenger. All I want to know is you getting the message. So let me do my job. I'm pretty good at that, I hope. That's what some of y'all say. So I'm going what you say. I already think I am, so that's the ego. But when I hear it from other people, makes me feel good about what I think of myself because I'm conscious. Let's go. Now, the great worth in being conscious of consciousness is that what? It will enable one to know about any subject. How? By thinking, right thinking, is the steady holding of the conscious light within on what? The subject of what you're thinking or decide to talk about. Briefly stated, thinking of right thinking is of four stages. You select the subject, pick it out. Then you hold what? The conscious light, meaning you put your focus on that particular subject. Next one is focusing the light on the subject and the focus of the light. When the light is focused, what happens? The subject is known. You give me a subject, give me time to think about it. If I know about it, if I got ideas, I can talk about it. If I don't have a clue, I tell you I don't know. Why? I can't conjure up stuff that I don't have in my psyche. So I have to learn it. This is why we're not born with all the knowledge. The knowledge is always here, been here. You have to acquire it and then use it. Knowledge is power. No, it ain't. Knowledge is free. Knowledge is what you can acquire. Using it becomes powerful. Understand that fact. So stop with the knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. That's what knowledge. No, knowledge in the wrong hands is just a detrimental. It's ignorance. Sorry about that. Get back to the lesson. Now, and when you do this method of right thinking and destiny has been written for those to serve a purpose of what? Enlightening you to yourself, to get you conscious of who you are, the real you. And as I go through it, you hear, you got it, I'm going now. Now, the special purpose of this book, this is a heavy little book here. And boy, it got a lot of pages. It got a lot of words. So if you ain't into reading, you might not want this book. And you can tell I've been through it. Because I got highlights everywhere, okay? This is pink. I got yellow. I can't. I need to highlight it. Why? Because when I read something, I want to make sure I use it to refer so I can go back. Like Yellow Brick Road or Hansel and Gretel dropping the breadcrumbs to go back to figure where they are. That's the concept. So even in the computer, you got what book notes and all that stuff. So same thing. The brain works. The computer works just like the brain. The brain is the original. Let's go. So now the special purpose of this book is to what? To tell the conscious selves in human bodies that what? We are inseparable doers, parts of the consciously immortal individual trinity. God is spoken of in three: unseen, seen, and manifested. Amen. Robert. He doesn't say that, but I know that now. I didn't know that then. I had no idea what the hell Trinity was. The truest self. Didn't know none of that. But I read it and I was just going on with the flow, and I got along. The truest selves, okay? Didn't have a clue what that was. Now I do. True selves, what? Who within and beyond time lived with what? Our great thinker and Noah parts in what? Perfect sexless body in the realm of what? Now he called it permanence. I call it the do-what? The afterlife, another world. In his concepts, it's called permanence, meaning forever. You go there, that's where you stay. So he got the right concept. Again, what's this? That we, the conscious selves, now in human bodies, failed what? In a critical test. When we became humans, we became ignorant. Watch this. And we failed the critical test and thereby what? Exiled ourselves from what? That realm of prominence or the do-what or the afterlife. We took ourselves out of prominence into what? This temporal man and woman world of what? Watch this. Birth. And if you're born, what's going to happen? You're going to die. But he called it what? Re-existence. We know it as reincarnation. He's still on point. I'm rolling with him. This brother, he's a white guy. Don't make a difference. I acknowledge it now. I don't care where it's coming from. If it's good, it's good. And this brother had a perfect concept. I'm listening. I'm rolling with him. Watch this. Now, what we call reincarnation, he called re-existence. That we have what? No memory. When we come back, we born babies. We born with nothing. perfect setup. You see a phrase like this, or infinity, one side old age, X side young. Cycle of life. Okay. If one die, somebody gonna be born. Somebody born, somebody gonna die. It's the cycle of life. You can't have one without the other. You can't have life without death. Come on now. It's all just understanding. And when you understand something, you can deal with it. Being ignorant of something means you don't know. Not knowing something don't serve you in the best case. So ignorance is not bliss. Don't get that. Well, when it comes to something that could hurt you, yeah, maybe. But no, when it comes to having knowledge of self, being ignorant can't get you bliss. Okay, understand that. Moving on. Here we go. Here we go. Now you leave the realm of promise. You come down here to the temporary world, where you're born and death and re-existence. That's what's this. That we have no memory of this while because we put ourselves into what they consider self-hypnotic sleep to dream. The state of dream world. Okay, that we will what continue to dream even while awake through life, through death, and back again what to life. So now you're doing the Ouroboros. The infinity goes like this: one goes in and one come back. You get and you give. But Ouroboros, you just chasing your tail. You're going nowhere. That's the difference. So this must be continued until what? Until we as an individual, each one do what? De-hypnotize ourselves. How we do that? By getting awake, acquiring knowledge of self, to wake ourselves up out of the hypnosis into which we put ourselves. Again, self-imposed. If you're ignorant, it's by choice. If you continue to be ignorant and remain ignorant, you have to pay the price for that. And the price is you can do it again. Conceptually. So let me move on. So that however long what it takes, how many cycles it take you to come back and come back. I don't know how many times my spirit been here, but guess what? I know it ain't coming back. It's going back that way. Can you say that? That's the whole point of being conscious of being conscious. I know who I am. I know what I'm doing. I understand fully what I'm about at this point in my life. I'm trying to help others do the same thing. That's all I got for you. So understand that. I'm not here to grandstand showboat, just to teach. I'm fully aware of my title and what I come here to do. Moving on. Let's go. Hope you enjoy the lessons. However long it takes, we must what? Awaken from our personal dream. How you do that? By becoming conscious. I say become a right thinker of ourselves, because that's what I'm gonna do for you as ourselves. We're in our bodies, and then regenerate, and restore what our bodies to what everlasting life in our home, which is the realm of permanence, the duat from which we came, the noon. Remember that? That's where all enlightened spirits go back to. Okay, they don't come out enlightened; they come out dumb. We have to enlighten it so we can go back. That's the key. That's the concept. That's my lesson I try to teach. Watch this. And then we will what? Become conscious and take our places and continue our parts in what? The eternal order of progression of life, the cycle of life. The way to accomplish this is how? Will be shown in the future, in the further pages. I'm gonna stop right there. Because I'm gonna take you. No, we're going to the introduction. I got another page or two to go. Roll with me, roll with me. This is the introduction. Now, I'm taking you to the first chapter of Thinking and Destiny. You got to take you to the book, okay, with my stuff. It'll be a long lesson going through here, but I'm going to pick out, again, strategically pick out the stuff that you can use. You know how I do. Let's go. So let's start with the first chapter, introduction to you. Let's get a quick understanding. You only a few of the subjects that the book deals with. Many of the subjects will seem strange, okay? Some of them may be startling. You may find that they are encouraged through thoughtful and consideration. As you become familiar with the thought and think your way through the book, you will find that it becomes increasingly clear and that you are in progress of developing and understanding a certain fundamental but heretofore mysterious facts of what? Life, and particularly about your own life. This is all geared for individual. The book explains the purpose of life. That purpose is not, watch this, and you done heard this before from me, not merely to find happiness, either here or hereafter, in the here or the hereafter. Neither is it to what? Save one's soul. The real purpose of life, you ready for this? The purpose is that you will satisfy both senses and reason, and this, that each one of us will be progressively conscious in every higher degree in your being conscious. That is conscious of nature and in through what and beyond nature. By nature is meant all that one can what be made conscious of through the senses, the five senses. Anything in the physical domain, we can learn about it. Hence nature. Understand that. So now watch this. This book also introduces you to who? Your higher self. I've been trying to get you there for the longest. I love it. It brings you what? The message about yourself, your mysterious self that inhabits your body. Something inside of you. Who is that? The great I am. Perhaps you have always identified yourself with what? As your body. And when you try to think of yourself, you therefore think of what? Your bodily mechanism, excuse me. By force of habit, you have what? Spoken of your body as I. But that's the ego self. As what? Myself, aka ego. You are accustomed to use such expressions as what? When I was born and when I die. Yeah, the physical body will, but you don't. Again, misinterpretation, but watch this. That's ignorant concepts. And I saw myself in the glass. And I arrested myself. I cut myself. And so on. When in reality, what it is just your body that you're speaking of. And because of the ignorance of your higher self, you're going to speak of your lower self, which is the body, which is the five senses that we identify with automatically. That's why you got to raise it. Let me get this thing out. Now, to understand what you are, you must what? First see clearly. Third eye. The distinction between what? Yourself and the body you live in. The fact that you use the term my body as readily as you use any other of those just quoted would suggest that you are not altogether what? Unprepared to make this important distinction. Why? Lack of knowledge of higher self. You should know that you are not your body. You should know that your body is not you. You should know this. Why? Because when you think about it, you realize that your body is what? Very different today from what it was when you were in your childhood. You must become conscious of it. Why? Because it's constantly changing. So that means it's not final. It ain't real. Okay? During the years that you have what lived in your body, you have been aware that it has been what? Changing. And it is passing through from childhood to adolescence, youth, and then rested condition, getting older. It has changed greatly. And you recognize that your body has what? Matured, though have gradually changes in your life. But guess what? In your view of the world and your attitude toward life. But throughout these changes, you have remained you. That is, you have been conscious of yourself as being what? The same self, the identical I, all the while. Your reflection on this simple truth compels you to realize that you definitely are not and cannot be your body. Rather not, your body is a physical orgasm that you live in, a living nature mechanism that you are operating, aka avatar, an animal that you are trying to understand and train to master, aka know thyself. I'm gonna stop right there because enough of your time. Just want to get this quick lesson in. Oh, I got more. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll be back.